course, Artosis just keeping both these Zelnaga watchtowers for the extra site advantage on the map, keeping map control. Always doing a little harassment with these Mutalisks to try to keep HuK on his toes, to keep him pinned in his base with his army. And that's going to help Artosis expand. He's going to be able to grab this base and this base later on. And see, he's already going to start grabbing that now, because he knows that HuK cannot leave his base without suffering massive losses from these Mutalisks. And he's just adding on to this mutilating army. And Artosis, there's no reason for him to attack right now. He's playing this right. He knows that Protoss cannot stay on two bases forever and end up winning the game. So he'll let HuK get Colossus, he'll let HuK get a large Stalker army, but he's not going to let HuK expand or branch out on the map. And just more skirmishing going on with these Mutalisks here. Let's take a look here at the income tab, and we can see Artosis still behind at the current point in time economically, but that's just because Protoss expanded quite early, and we're going to see that changing pretty soon as this mineral line gets saturated. As we can see, these Mutalisks just poking into HuK's base, keeping him distracted. Look at this, his Stalker army has to keep moving back and forth between his two bases. He really has no ability to move out with any kind of army at this point. And wow, I'm at 2 frames per second. I'm going to have to figure out a way for you guys so I can fix this frames per second. Sorry about that. This is only my second audio commentary. I'll try to fix those technical problems in the future. Shouldn't be too big of an issue. Probably just have to restart this computer. Anyway, HuK just adding on some Stalkers. He realizes at this point that he cannot stay in this base forever. He doesn't even know at this point how many bases the Zerg has, so he needs to get out and, you know, take some control of this map himself. So these Mutalisks just delaying that push even more, just keeping these Stalkers near his base. HuK just desperately trying to add on photon cannons, but that's really not going to be enough against this Mutalisk count. As we can see, these probes just getting wrecked by this Mutalisk harassed. And this is really the weakness of this build from HuK. We can see he is able to, you know, take out this expansion fairly easily, but this army is just so immobile, and it has to really just move into this little tiny area. It's going to be easy for the Zerg to just keep him pinned there. And here we can see he's going to go and engage here. No, he's going to be force fielded here. Now, I like how he just got, you know, about 25 free Zergling kills. It's always nice to get those free kills. It's always worth it to put these force fields up. Never think it's not worth putting up force fields to get unit kills. It usually is. So that's not HuK's problem. HuK's problem right now is he cannot move out of this little area. He cannot move out. He cannot save his Colossus. He cannot save his huge Stalker army, because if he does, he will get surrounded by Zerglings. So in going to take out this one base, he has given up control of the rest of the map to Artosis. If he wanted to, he could go take this base. He could take this base, and HuK would be stuck with, you know, a good 100-foot army here, not really able to move out. As we can see, he has to back up again, but it's not going to be. Sentries are out of energy. He cannot put any more force fields down. He's getting surrounded by the Zerglings, and the Stalker army just melts to the Zergling army. And although the Colossus are one-shotting the Zerglings, you know, after the Stalkers fall, you know, this Mutalisk force has no problem mopping up the Colossus. So he's just going to go back and reclaim that base easily, no problem, no harm done. And I think that battle right there just shows how much more effective a Phoenix army would have been. Phoenixes would have been able to completely wreck these Mutalisks. It may seem like there are a lot and that Phoenixes wouldn't have standed a chance, but really, you know, if you're able to micro your Phoenixes right, and I'll have to find another replay to show their tactical ability, but if you're able to micro them right, you can just destroy Mutalisks without taking a single hit. So I really don't know what HuK was thinking in not going for Stargates this game, especially after he realized with his initial observer that his opponent was going to be going Mutalisks on this kind of map. But HuK's still with a decent sized army. It looks like he's just building up for a final push. Obviously I say final because of the replay bar here. I'll try to find a way to cover that up for you guys in the future, for future commentaries. And looks like HuK's going to be deciding against destroying these rocks, possibly realizing that he needs to all in. He's so far behind at this point. And he is able to pick off a few of these overlords and incoming Mutalisks on the rally point. But at this point, obviously, Zerg army is just so large, there's really nothing HuK can do at this point. Oh, I would just love a couple High Templars here. But unfortunately, that is not going to happen. And this army is just going to melt. Once you have this many Mutalisks, you're starting to kill 3 units at a time. And ground army will just not cut it without High Templars. So I hope you enjoyed this game. I think the main problem here for HuK is that his unit composition was just way off to counter this Mutaling army of Artosis. Artosis able to keep map control all game. This overlord was here all game. He had complete sight of his opponent, was able to keep his army, HuK's army, in his base almost all game long. And 4 base Zerg oftentimes will defeat a 2 base Protoss. So that was my second audio commentary. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to leave comments in the channel for this video on how I can improve for future commentaries. And I will see you all later. This is KunfO signing out.